refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're here at the Top Tier HQ. Delighted to be joined by the man behind it himself, Mr. Johnny Clark. How are we, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Just had a day of media. Sounded like a long one. Tired after all that?
Oh, mate, what have we done, about 8-9 hours? I am shattered, but it wasn't even me doing the work. So, yeah, I'm all right as it goes. I'm sweet.
But ready for June 17th. It's the second one. You opened off with a statement, and now it's keeping the momentum. By name, by nature, Johnny?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. To be honest with you, we definitely did make the statement on the first show. And then to follow that up, I knew I had to come stronger, because you never want to go downhill. You want to build the brand up. And to get that, I need 50-50 fights. So we went down the route of looking to possibly do a tournament. But that didn't actually work out. So it hasn't been perfect, the prep. But then the quality of the first show, we knew that would bring the quality of boxers wanting to be on my show. So anyone that applied to be on the show, I said, this is how we want it, 50-50 fights. If you want to be on a show like this that's spent a lot of money, spent a lot of time and effort, then you have to give me something, and that's, your winning record, and come and fight someone else with a winning record even.
Just taking you back to that first show, it went so well, didn't it? And you know as well as me, you're about in the boxing scene. Mm-hmm. People started talking about it straight away, and obviously you've picked up on it because it is momentum, and from word of mouth, it couldn't have gone really better, could it?
No, and even being on your interview, that was one of my goals that ticked off. So well done. Thanks for doing that as well.
Oh, that's all right, mate. We make dreams come true here. No.
No, but it's true. And no big talk. That was a goal of mine. Do you know what I mean? So that was done at the show, and then I got a bit nervous. I won't lie, after the show. So I thought my phone would have popped straight away with people applying to be on the show. And then literally, about 3 days later, it was non-stop. And then we started to build the momentum. That's where the name come from. And basically, everywhere I'm going, people will recognise me talking about the show. And I'm not saying just the fans, I'm talking other promoters, managers, even the staff that worked at the events. My close friend, right-hand man Abdul, he had a friend faint in the gym, and one of the ambulance staff there, they even recognised him from the show. So, yeah, it's getting out there, the brand's being built, and we're on track to what we set out to do goal-wise. So, yeah, it's going well.
Before we get onto the card itself, I saw you on Saturday night at the Joe Joyce fight. When you look at the production levels of the BT Sports card, the Queensberries, and that is top level, that's elite world heavyweights, really. Do you take kind of bits from that and think, right, that's my show?
100%. I looked at it and I thought, could I even beat the production there? The production on my show possibly did beat that. Unfortunately, the LEDs didn't come on, but what they worked with there, I definitely put more into it. But one day that will be the goal, to be there. Like you said, I sat there, I looked around, I thought, I can do this. Give me a couple of years, let me build the brand up. I'll be going to other cities, nicking fighters, and I'll make them want to fight on the show. And the best place to do that is London, next to West Ham Stadium.
There we go, up the hammers. But some small hall promoters happy, no disrespect to them, just to carry on doing small hall shows because they love doing it. But for you, I know it's more long-term and greater goals. You want to be in that copper box. You want to be at the O2 Arena. You want to be at Wembley. Obviously, small steps. But 5 to 10 years' time, who's to say that you couldn't be in them shows?
No, I believe in myself. And the small hall promoters that you mentioned, I probably couldn't step on their toes and do it that small because they've got it on lock. So I did need to come a little bit above them and build a brand. And like I said, I need to make the boxers fight on my show. So I had to come with something a little bit more exciting. Even days like this, that couple of boxers, they never had this. And now they're getting used to it, and they're probably looking forward to the next one like I was. So, yeah.
Let's get to the card then. Headlined by Jack Martin versus Ryan Maycock. Jack coming off of an absolute war on Lee's show, getting that Southern Area title. And again, for you, getting a title on so early on into your promoting career. But that's a great fight against someone who took an opportunity on your first show and is now reaping the rewards.
Yeah, he done really well. Really awkward fighter, Ryan. Basically, he dropped everyone he fought as well, which was great for 3 rounds. And then Lee was there, as you know, and he offered the fight. He said, listen, that would be a great story for you, and I'd like the fight for Jack. Jack took it straight away, and listen, it's going to be a very good fight because, like, you know, Shaq Day and Jack was a brilliant fight as well. Bit different styles now, but I believe it's going to be a very entertaining fight.
Harvey Horn, many people know, he's been on the big shows, he's taken his first loss, but he's in a rebuilding stage of his career now. He come down here and he's raring to go, and great to get him on the show.
What a character, eh? He lit the room up. But yeah, him and his team, they come in, they've shown me respect. And it was, like we said, we put on the best show, and the boxers like Harvey, blue tick to his name, you know, approached us. And obviously through Ali and Sam, they come on board, building the connections in the game, networking, that's business. And what he's done is he's come over, and I believe, like, hopefully we can help him get him back up there.
2 losing competitors from your tournament as well. You give them another opportunity in Kevin Reveal and Angelo, but just good to keep it like a little stable and familiar names on your shows.
Yeah, it was good, and to be honest, I didn't want too many of the same names on my show because I didn't want to look like, oh, it's the same lot, just a little bit different, fighting journeyman. So I wanted to come with a little bit of difference. But that fight, when I thought about it, I thought they could have been the final, but Ryan ruined it for them. And they've both got to be in their bonnet, and obviously, if Ryan wins, that's who they'll be calling out, you know, to fight on the next show for the Southern Area. And they both believe that they're going to win, and then they both believe that they can actually beat Ryan in a proper fight and not a tournament. So, listen, it was great, and fair play to them. Straight away, they both took it. I believe Kevin was out a little bit before, and he dropped that to make sure that he could fight on this show, because he said it was the best experience, even though he lost. He said it was a good experience to be on the show.
I want to ask you about Jarrell Patterson. I know you're very close to his trainer, Will Jones, as am I, and he kind of had a freak accident of a debut, head clash, went draw, which is kind of a disaster for him, but he's back onto winning ways, and you've managed to make that rematch, and it's kind of put into bed a little bit of doubt from Jarrell's side. Yeah,
and like we said, he had 2 fights cancelled on him, first Jarrell, and then he had the head clash, and then he built momentum, and he managed to get another fight in quickly. And then I said to Will and Lee, I said, listen, I want Jarrell on my show, because I feel like he deserves it for one. And obviously, if he can fight Vasif again, that will help his record, and it looked good. Look, we're on BoxRec, you know, it looks good on BoxRec. Yeah. The draw you turn to a win, and I know Jarrell, he would like that. It was an accidental head clash, but listen, Vasif, he's not an idiot, and I know he's a bit upset about that head clash. He was showing he was. I believe the fight probably could have gone on, but it didn't, and they both want to go at it, I'm sure. So.
Just flying through the rest of the card, then you've got the life of Nathan Kaminsky, you've got Joe Giles, who was just in, you've got Thomas Galbraith, Tyrone King. It's a stacked show from top to bottom, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Thomas Galbraith and Lorenzo Grasso. And that's co-main event, and I'm telling you, it's going to be a good fight. I actually thought Thomas was taller than Lorenzo, but there's not much in it. Both winning records, and listen, they're doing it over 8 rounds now as well. So it's going to be, that one there will be possibly fight of the night for me.
Going forward, you mentioned that fight. How important is it for you to make 50-50s? I know it's important to kind of grow these prospects, but from an entertainment point of view, and I know that's where you want to grow, it don't get much more entertaining than these fighters putting it all on the line. No,
you have to give the boxers something to make them want to fight 50-50 fights as well, because you can ask them to fight a 50-50 fight in a hall where not many people are going to see them, and they don't feel special, but they'll go up in the ranking. Yeah, that's fair enough. But for me, like, I want to give them the night of their life. So they'll come in, they get a little kit to train in, they get a promo video, they get looked after, interviews, hopefully boost their social media up, their following up, a night to remember, and then the aftercare. That's the main thing, you know. Like, it's like sales. You make a sale and run away, you know, the customer's going to hate you. So if you stick around, keep talking to them, send them all their photos and videos that they're craving for. From the moment they finish that fight, they're texting me, can I have that footage now, please, mate? So the aftercare for me is just as important as before and during the fight.
I know your motto was making small hall stars, making small hall fighters feel like pay-per-view stars. That's still very much the case?
Yeah, it's what I'm going to stick by. And I think they do feel it. Like everyone said, like everyone we've interviewed here today on our channel, they've all felt it and all spoke highly of the show. And the boxers that are here, they was actually attending the show and showed support. That's why some of them are on it as well.
You had the likes of Sam Gilly, you had the likes of Joe Cordina, who's got his big world title fight this weekend. It's good, isn't it? The word's sort of spreading, but for anyone who hasn't seen the show so far or wasn't there at the Brentwood Centre, what can they expect from Momentum?
Well, we're going to obviously improve from the statement. The statement was made, but there was mistakes made. Some were out of my hands and out of my control, but moving forward, like I'm just going to build on it and build on momentum. So the LEDs will be popping. That was the main thing that went wrong. But listen, this stuff happens, and to happen on my first show was, well, I'm glad it's out of the way because I don't believe it will happen again. I trust in the production company as well. Let it happen too. They won't let it happen again. And more 50-50 fights. Each show we're going to build up. As you can see, the names, they're getting bigger. The ticket sales will be getting bigger, but we're not greedy. The prices will stay the same, and we'll pack the venues out. And then in year 2, we'll go on a little tour.
Cannot wait. John, thank you very much for being to IFL TV. Anything else you'd like to mention before we finish?
Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons. Cheers, mate.
I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncers' guilt rings.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,